How's it going, guys? I hope if you have food while you're watching this video that you have seconds, thirds, and possibly fourths to go back to, because this is quite the match. This is quite the length. I haven't uploaded a battle of this length in some time, but it's against BDov777, and he has some kind of rain team going on. I have some kind of sun team going on. Only if you are recognizing two of the dudes that I'm using together, like 3, 4, 5, maybe all of them from like 20 or 30 battle videos ago. This is actually my gravity team, which doesn't exactly need the sun, but it helps. It helps. You'll see why. But I got the Mew and the Chandelure. You can see the fucking team preview for yourself. So looking at his team, seeing Donphan in rain is a little unusual. I more often than not see Tentacool, but hey, to each his own. I'm guessing he wanted a ground type to prevent a huge electric weakness going on here. He's got a quad one, and then he's got the Politoed. And then the rest of his stuff probably won't really appreciate it too much. I don't know. So he decides to lead off with said Donphan, and I'm going to go ahead and lead off with my Mew. This is a dual screener, so I'm just going to go ahead and get the screens up as quick as possible. And I'm going to get my Reflect up first because I do not want to get Earthquaked, that kind of shit, have it hurt a lot more in case he wants to go for it right off the bat, predicting my taunt or whatever, because it is a lead Mew, that kind of thing. Now, me missing this Will-O-Wisp is bigger than you will ever believe. This 25% chance of me missing. Now, you're probably going to think, why is that upsetting? It's really not to me, because at first I was like, oh shit, now I'm going to take like a super much damage from Power Whip. But it turns out he goes for T-Wave, and I don't know if I'm like the only one that gets irrationally irritated seeing T-Wave on a Ferrothorn. I mean, I know it's useful sometimes, but it's just at the same time stupid. I don't really have another way of explaining it. I just get so irritated when I see it. It's like, why do you fuck? I don't have any other, I really don't have any other words for it. But he brought this whole paralysis business where he gets paralyzed like 4 or 5 times in a row on himself. He has allowed me to get all 3 layers of spikes, spin away his 1 layer, and volt switch out of there, all with no consequence whatsoever because he T-waved my freaking Mew. And I get the safe switch in back into Mew to get my screens back up again. Although my screens wouldn't have mattered against Ferrothorn because it looked like it didn't really want to attack me. All I've seen is Leech Seed and T-Wave on this thing. So I'm going to go into my Ninetails. I really don't mind if this thing gets T-Waved or if he wants to go for any other attack for that matter. But I know once I go for the Ninetails switch in to bring in my weather, it's definitely going to coax him out and go into his weather. I don't know what he was doing staying in for so long. He could have had like 1,000,001 opportunities to go into like anything else and start setting up, like Jirachi with like Sub or Calm Mind if it did happen to be that variant, or Gyarados with DD. Heaven forbid I OHKO with Volt Switch. Spoilers, that happens later in the match and I don't, so that could have worked out like way super much in his favor. So I don't know why he didn't do that, but I decided I'm going to get some more residual damage, or attempt to get some more residual damage going on. But the reason this team runs so much Will-O-Wisp is because Gravity does boost its accuracy significantly, if not to 100%. It doesn't boost the accuracy, it just lowers the evasion, which is in essence the same thing, but kind of not really. I guess there's nitpickers are going to be nitpickers, but it does make Will-O-Wisp hit more often, is what Gravity does at the end of the day. So this is a sub-disabled Ninetails, and it turns out I go for a sub, and then I go for Will-O-Wisp. This part's kind of drawn out. Anything that has a burn in it, I didn't really feel like watching this video 100% of the way through because I took it like some time ago. I was like, okay, I'm just going to speed it up generally and hope it kind of works there because it gives me some time to talk to you guys about whatever. I mean, if the play on the screen really isn't that important, then it's not. But as you can see, I go into my Blissey. I think he either expects that or goes into his Jirachi, that kind of thing. So I'm going to go right back out into my Ninetails. I do not want to stand for any of this Jirachi shit. If he's going to go for Thunder or Water Pulse or anything like that, I'm going to have the Water Pulse hurt less. I'm going to have the Thunder be 50% accurate. And it turns out it's neither of those, and he just ends up going for an Iron Head, which I do resist, and it's not bad. I think this is a special defensive Ninetails, and it turns out I still take it alright. So I think he might be Thunder Iron Head is what's going on with this Jirachi. But he's going to go out into Donphan right here, I believe, as I either go for a sub or I go for a okay, I go for a sub. So if he wants to spin here, I really didn't have a problem going into Chandelure, I guess. I'm thinking that's what he tried to do here. And it turns out that I end up critting him with a Flamethrower, if I'm not mistaken. This is big. This is, I'm not going to lie, this is really big. Because first off, I did not expect to OHKO I don't know how much it mattered. I'm not offensively invested, but it is in the sun. Donphan does not have the best special defense, and his 30 was broken. He was around 75%. I'm not going to go do a damage calc on that, but I'm assuming just based on the fact that I wasn't offensively invested that it probably did matter to an extent, and he would have gotten the rapid spin off, and I would have just not had any spikes. And the spikes really are going to help. I mean, it's 3 layers. I don't know if I have my rocks up yet. I don't think so, but we will see those go up later on in the match, especially because the spinner's gone. Get him up as soon as possible, and we're good to go, especially because this Politoed keeps coming in just to quite literally rain on my parade. So, as you can see, just based on the health of the weather users, it's looking to be in my favor unless he can get this Politoed's health up somehow. But I'm going to go for a disable right here. And he ends up, you know, predicting the disable very nicely. And I don't know if I revealed it earlier, but just going to go. He went for a Scald, and then predicting that he went for a Toxic. I did not really want to keep subbing on the off chance that he was going to end up doing that. But a sub right there, I'm not going to lie, if he was expecting sub disable, I think there were some people talking about it in the chat. Would have been nice if I just went for the sub, you know, knowing he had that knowledge, but it was kind of whatever. I didn't really give 2 shits about it. It's at a decent amount of HP. But I go out to my Blissey, and he predicts the switch out again into the Jirachi. You're probably asking why I don't use a Chansey. I honestly don't know. Cap made this team with a Blissey, and because of that, it's going to use a Blissey. I really don't care that much anyway. So but I'm gonna go back into Ninetails. He doesn't have any hazards up, which is really nice because I can keep switching this thing in back and forth as much as I want, and he's gonna end up going for a Wish. Now this is what I was talking about when I said he's got to have a way to bring that Politoed's HP back up to full. The pass to Politoed, you could see that coming from, like, if I looked out my window and I was somehow able to see, like, I don't know, like Afghanistan or like Turkey or something on the other side of the world. Like, it's really that obvious. Analogies fail me right now how obvious it is. He's going to try to pass it, but he has to try to do it, otherwise he's going to end up losing the weather war. So I try to go for Flamethrower, thinking that maybe, just maybe, with Spike's damage and a Flamethrower, it'll be able to take him out. But no, Wish does come before burn damage. If Wish came after burn damage, then I would have won the weather war right there, because I just would have had to switch out, switch back in, would have been good to go. But no, now Politoed's back at half HP once again. Oh fucking boy. But it's not that bad, because every time it does switch out and switch back in, it loses 25%. So right there, that's half his Wish gone. And it turns out he ends up going into Ferrothorn right now. I do have a secret weapon for Ferrothorn up my sleeve on this Blissey, but it won't work while the rain's up. It is actually Flamethrower. We'll get to see me use Flamethrower later in the match, but I'm not going to use it in the rain. I've learned my lesson from prior games that you really do need the sun up just to give it that little bit of an extra push. But I get the Stealth Rocks up on the Switch because fuck you even more, Politoed. Why not? Just get that and get an extra 12% going on. It's not bad. So go back out into my Ferrothorn, or not my Ferrothorn, my Ninetails. And spoilers, he gets paralyzed again. Holy shit, he's the one that did that to himself. Let's all point and laugh for a couple seconds. Now, I do feel kind of bad about the amount of paralysis he's gotten. I guess he probably went for the Leech Seed right there, because Leech Seed on a Blissey is a really nice thing. But I'm going to go into my Landorus, the Neanderus thing, and I think this was predicting his I think I was predicting his Jirachi to come in, because, you know, Jirachi against Blissey, he's been doing that all game. It was kind of whatever. So this is bad. I do not like this whole thing right here. I think I got the Intimidate off on the Ferrothorn instead of the Gyarados, and now he's actually going to be able to get the shit going. So he goes for a DD right here. I believe I tried to go for a Will-O-Wisp on this next turn. I kind of feel like I either went for the Reflect or I went for the Will-O-Wisp, and it missed, because from what I remember, I don't see any burn damage on him at like the end of the turn or whatever. No, I go for the Reflect because I didn't want Will-O-Wisp to miss, or maybe I go for it on the next turn. I really don't remember, but Reflect is nice. Reflect is nice. You're gonna see why Reflect is nice. So he goes for another DD. I was not expecting this. I was kind of just expecting to die straight out. He was probably expecting me to switch. I go for a... Oh, I got paralyzed. That's what happened. So that was one of those extreme pucker moments. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. But he's going to get an Earthquake off. It's going to be able to take me out from, you know, that range. So there's that. Get some Moxie going on. And the thing is I can go into my Ninetails. No, I go into my Fortress, expecting Volt Switch to do a lot more damage than it did, but because I have the Reflect up, I'm not going to take too much damage from the Earthquake. I'm not going to take as much as I thought I did. So Sorry about the split in audio there. I got a long phone call and it just completely took my mind out of the game. But where were we? Okay, so I volt switched on the Gyarados, and it does a pretty reasonable chunk. It's not stab, but he is ×4 weak to it, and it's nice damage. It'll definitely secure the KO from my Landorus with the Stone Edge if I can live it. But the thing is that he has a lot of factors working against him. I mean, he is boosted, I think, like to +2 or +3, something like that. A couple of DDs for sure. But I have the Reflect, I have the Intimidate, and the Sun is up. He cannot touch me with Earthquake, so he can go for the Waterfall. It turns out it only does around half after the Intimidate, so not bad at all. We're looking pretty good. So if I missed that Stone Edge, it would have been game over, but fortunately it is not. Kyurem takes half damage upon entry from Stealth Rocks and Spikes. That's always nice to see, but I get to get out of here. I know I don't want to stay in for it. I have no reason to stay in for it, and he's just going to try to get off as much damage as he can on any switch-in with a Draco. Any switch-in probably would have been a little troublesome, but Blissey's got this. You guys know this. You guys know how well Blissey takes special hits. So he's not going to want to stay in here, and the switch to Ferrothorn is so obvious, which is why I was extremely excited to get the Spikes damage and the Stealth Rock, but above all else, I get the Flamethrower in the Sun from a Blissey, and all of a sudden the Ferrothorn is gone, and Landorus is going to have a little bit of an easier time. Now, I do have a Chandelure on this team, so I could have used Chandelure to kill that off too. But, I mean, why do that when you have Flamethrower on a Blissey? You might as well go for it. So, Jirachi comes in, 25% on anything that switches in. And he's going to go for another Wish, that kind of jazz. I figure I might as well go for Flamethrower, see how much it does to a Jirachi in the Sun. It actually does a nice chunklet. I was a little surprised. So, I wasn't expecting him to have Protect, though, because he is a Jirachi on a Reen team. I figured I might as well go for it again, and if he wants to pass it, that's fine, whatever. But it turns out he has Wish, he has Protect, he has Iron Head. His fourth move is more than likely Thunder Wave or Body Slam, which is just kind of, why? Or maybe it is Thunder. It could be Thunder. I don't know. That probably explains why he hasn't gone for it this whole match. Otherwise, Body Slam would have been pretty safe. Now that I think about it, yeah, it's probably fucking Thunder. That's, yeah. So, get to go out into my Ninetails, just in case he does want to go for the Body Slam or the Thunder or something like that. Plus, I can threaten him out with the Flamethrower, all that jazz, and he's probably going to end up wanting to pass the Wish onto something else, it being his Politoed, which will take 25% more upon entry. He is struggling to keep that thing alive, ladies and gentlemen, but I know that this switch is really obvious, so I'm going to go out into my my Landorus, get the Intimidate off on this thing, in case I do predict incorrectly and he wants to stay and go for the Iron Head for whatever stupid reason. But Politoed's going to come back in. I mean, he's not exactly going to come in for free. He gets 25 plus an extra 12, which is 37. Basic math. So we got that, and he's going to lose an extra, I kind of want to say 12 from the burn. Look at all these after turn effects, man. This is all at the end of the switch. Stealth Rocks, Spikes, Wish, Leftovers, and Burn, and then I believe the Politoed just finally dies straight out. I figured I might as well go for the Earthquake right here and see how much it does, because I do not want this thing to switch in again. It's getting a little annoying. If I can end the Weather War right here, this is my opportunity. So Jirachi gonna come in again. I am a max speed, max attack one, if I'm not mistaken. The Protect here was kind of in vain. I don't really understand why he went for it. Maybe expecting the lefties to kind of save him a little bit. But as he saw from the first time I hit something, I am a Life Orb Landorus, which I'm actually kind of fond of. I know everyone's using the bulky set with the Stealth Rocks and stuff. I kind of like it myself too. I'm using it on a different team that I'm experimenting with at the moment. But this one's not bad either. So, especially the Rock Polish one. Whew! So, I think his last one is Kyurem, and I just get to go back out into Blissey to take whatever hit I want to. I don't know what kind of Kyurem it is, but Blissey is not finished with her job yet. No, Blissey's going to get 2 kills in this game, so she's going to sponge an Ice Beam and potentially a Draco on the next turn if it happens to be a not choice Kyurem, something like that, and I get to just go for a Flamethrower and end the game. While, fun fact in this game, I did not end up using Gravity once. I don't understand why. Oh, he got a crit. That kind of scared me a little. But I think you know what? I still have a Scarf Chandelure on this team that was at full HP. Still lying in the wings. So, that was the game. Did I lose any Pokemon? Mew. I think I lost Mew. And Mew was probably my only casualty going on this entire game. But that was the game. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, you are welcome to leave a like rating. More than welcome to, as a matter of fact. In fact, go ahead and leave it. Why not? yeah, that's a cool thing. So do that. Comment, subscribe, and do your thing. Just to let you guys know, I am going to be extremely busy on Friday. So if I do get a battle video up, it's either going to be a short one or I'm just going to flat out take the day off. I didn't upload a TCGO video yesterday because there was maintenance going on like all day. When I tried logging on, it wouldn't work. So I recorded some PO live instead. I may end up uploading that on Saturday or Sunday. I'm going to be extremely busy all weekend though, so we'll see what happens. I'll definitely try to pick up the pace for that one. But that's gonna do it for this video. I believe I am done, and yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.